Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin, the OG Original Grognard, continuing our playthrough of Ambush, Mission 2, Advance on Chosul. And I actually think, unless anything dastardly or drastic happens, I think this is probably going to be the last playthrough of this one. I think everybody's got a pretty good idea on what's going on in this scenario. And I do want to point out, Joseph pointed out another thing I was doing wrong, and anybody who's watched the channel for long enough knows I tend to make lots of mistakes. The Germans have to roll their action number every turn, not every round. So when I was reading two things, when I was reading through the rules, I was confusing turn and round, got those confused around, because the rules were saying that you have to every turn roll for the German activation number. Now that's the correct way to do it. I've been just doing it using the activation number rolled at initiative, unless there were multiple Germans activating in a turn in a initiative round. Then I would roll it, because for some reason my mind kind of missed the whole. If there is one or more Germans in the initiative track, roll activation number. I just read it as if there is more than one German in the activation track. So I've kind of been playing it right, but I haven't been playing it completely right. So yeah, I just basically have been doing the German initiative or the German action rounds on the cards a little bit wrong. Honestly, grand scheme of things, I don't think it would have messed up too much with what's going on. Like I said, with the condition that this German is in and where he's at right now, most of the actions that he's going to end up with is, easiest shot at closest target. Where he's at, there is none. So really, unless I get right next to him or get someplace where he can actually have a line of sight on me, he's not going to be doing anything. He's not going to be shooting at me. And, if he gets a movement order, I have a feeling he's going to continue just moving off the board. So I don't think it's affected the gameplay that much. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Other than, there's another rule that I messed up. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into this and do the next initiative. German 8, which is going to give them the advantage, which is going to be 2-turn advantage to the American 5, which is going to be 1-turn disadvantage for H. But he's out of command range, so he's going to panic. E, who's in the church tower still. E with a 5 is going to be 2-turn disadvantage, but no possibility of panic. B and C are going to be 1-turn disadvantage, no possibility chance of panic. All right, so start at the top of the turn. It's going to be the Germans. Oh, no. Oh, he rolled initiative. Can't forget the random event, like I've been doing quite so often. 15. Random event 15, 176. 176. If German 10 has been removed from play by evasive movement and an active U.S. soldier is inside of hex M12, problem is German 10 has not been removed from play by evasive movement. I think he was killed. Let's see. Yeah, he's dead. So the whole thing is moot and pointless. All right, so go ahead and start off with the initiative track. 2-turn advantage. Go ahead and bump that down. So it is the beginning of a new turn. So by definition, I roll initiative or roll for action number 4. That actually may be something, because 4 actually is, there's only one chance. Or 4 only has one breakdown. We are in condition 6. So 970. What is 970? If German 37 or 50 is killed or incapacitated or not in that hex, crawl. Let's see, 37 or 50 is killed. I believe 37 or 50 Yeah, 37's dead. So at least one of them's dead. So he has to crawl. So that is going to be a movement order, and he's only going to crawl 1 hex. So he's going to have to do a stance change, free stance change to get into crouch position. And where he is, W7, 8, W9. W9. He's going to move to X9, which is going to put him there, which is even going to... Yeah, okay, so he's below... He's on a level... What do they call that? Level 2? Yeah, level 2 with the level 3. So, yeah, I'm not going to be spotting him anytime soon unless I get right up on top of him. If he wants to escape, fine, I'll let him. I got no problem with that. I've taken enough casualties. I don't need to be chasing after one lone German. Just because. All right, so... E with 2-turn disadvantage. E is going to take a free stance change to crouching. Actually, he's just going to go to standing because we know the German can't see him at all. So he's going to walk downstairs. And that is... You'd think I'd remember these simple movement points. Let's see. Elevation change hex side. I think it was 2 points to go up. So we'll just say it was 2 points. So 2 points to go down, 2, 3 into R12. Now I'm banking on the fact that there ain't any more Germans out there, which means there probably are, and I'm gonna really get hurt badly because of it. R12 is an S5. S5 has already occurred. Yep. So 1, 2, 3. And then R11. R11 is an S5. All right, so German R with 1-turn disadvantage. Reroll his activation number. We get a 7, which is going to be 801, which is easy shot at closest target. He can't see anything, so there's nothing. And I believe it's a fall prone. So we'll just go ahead and drop him prone regardless. Okay, so E again, 1-turn disadvantage. He's going to go R10 for 1. At4. Oh, that's Q10. I was looking at... let's look at the right one. S5, okay. Yeah, make sure we look at the right paragraph number. All right, so R9 for 2 points. R9 is S4, which has already happened. Q9, which is S4, which has already happened. And then F8. Now that might be... No, I don't think there's anything because I think I already had a soldier run across in there. So, what's that again? P8. Nothing. All right. So now we've got B and C with 1-turn disadvantage. All right, so yeah, I think it's safe to say we can do a free stance change to stand up. 2 points, 3 points, and we'll stop right there. We know there's nothing happening there. And C is going to go 1, 2 to S8. Let's check that just to be on the safe side. S8 is spotting 5. We've already had that. 3 points to move to S7. Which is an S5. And yeah, okay, let's go ahead and just crouch. And that's going to be the end of C. H panicked, so procedurally he'll drop prone. And back around to the top of the turn. 6 and 5, German advantage again. This time it's going to be a 1-turn advantage. H with 5, it's going to be exactly what we had last turn because we rolled 5 last turn. H is... Oh, but this time H is within 2 hexes. So B and H together, what's their initiative? 3 and 1. No, so he's still going to panic. E is going to be 2-turn disadvantage with no panic. And B and C are going to be 1-turn disadvantage, no panic. Start at the top. This time it's going to be E with 2 turns disadvantaged. Well, just in case, let's do a free stance. No, let's keep him standing. That's the only way we can move. All right, so basically, I've captured everything but these buildings here. So I'm going to do a quick sweep of those. If there's nothing there, we're going to call it good, and we'll figure out everything. So, what is that? P7. I don't think I'm going to win this scenario. P7 is an S4. 1, 2 to P6. None. And then 2 points into O6. Which is, oh, it's just an event, but you don't roll for events when you're in action rounds, which I forgot to do this turn. So, roll for a random event that I should have done after rolling initiative. 9, 10, 11, 12. 302. I think we've had that one before. 302. Yeah, U.S. soldier with the highest PC that can see R8. Maybe we haven't. R8. R6, 7, R8. Technically, he's panicked, so he can't. Nobody can see R8. Blocked there from the building, blocked there from the building. All right. It was probably a groundhog or something on the way. This stuff has been going. All right, so the German, one turn advantage. Reroll his activation number. It's a 7. Again, that's going to be 801, which is easiest shot at closest target. There is none. So yeah, let's go to E. Eugene. I'm going to go 1, 2 into N6. Check N6. N6 is nothing. And 3, 4 into M6. S4 has already occurred. So that's 4 points. So now it's C and B. So and since we're just basically following 1, 2, we already know nothing's there. 3, 4 into, what is that? P5. P5 is an S5, which we know is nothing, or we've already had occur, so that would be B's. And then C is going to take a free stance change to standing. R6. R6 is S5, which has already occurred. R5, which is S5, which has already occurred. And then 2 points into Q5, which is S5, which has already occurred. All right, so that's all that. You know what? So basically, I don't think... Yeah, the German's not going to be able to see anything. I think his movement is probably going to take him, if it takes him here, he might be able to see where C is right now. But you know what? Just to save time, let's go ahead and check out the 3 buildings just to save time. M3, not going to roll initiative. M3 is an S5. L5 is an S4. K6 is an S4. And then into K7, which is an event which you don't roll for during action rounds. All right, so for all intents and purposes, we're done. So let's go ahead and pull him off. Let's just go ahead and pull that prone marker off. Okay, so what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Oh, you know what? So we still need to get we need to try to get our incapacitated guys to the rail yard. And I'm not going to go through and move my guys. Like I said, I think it's all is said and done. I don't think there's any more Germans out there. Now, under normal circumstances, when you're trying to move one of your incapacitated guys, let's go ahead and remove the incapacitated Germans. Yes, I would be trying to move the incapacitated Germans as well. It's just I'd have higher priority for my own guys. So... Alright, so basically we got one dead guy who got popped in the brain pan by the sniper that was in that building. and we got 3 other incapacitated guys. So now, to try to move one of these guys, if you're moving them 1 hex, you got to roll every turn, every space that you move, and if you roll a 10, they die. That's not good. The exception to this, of course, is if they're in a vehicle, then you don't have to roll for every hex that they move. So now, this goes back to the event that we missed right here, which was the bunker and the 2 Germans. Yes, I know, I should have said spoilers. Deal with it. The 2 Germans with the bunker and the Kubelwagen there. And since I totally messed that up, we're not going back and relitigating that. But I am going to say that the Kubelwagen was there, it's just the 2 Germans weren't. So I can use the Kubelwagen to pick up these 3 guys and try to move them into this building here, which is basically, again, just one of my guys blah, 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 walks around, gets into the Jeep, drives the Jeep around, or 2 of my guys get into the Jeep, they move over to each hex, pick up the guy, and then drive the Jeep over here and offload him. So for all intents and purposes, it's basically each one of them is going to be moving. I don't think, can I move it? Okay, might be 1 or 2 hexes only. Let's see if the Kubelwagen can move into, let's see what, okay, so that's open, so that's the trees. Woods hex, yeah, I can move into there. So I move the Jeep, move the Kubelwagen into the hex, move them over to here, and then 1 hex to offload them. So each one of them is going to be moved 1 hex to get into, from offloading from the Kubelwagen to get into the building. So let's roll 1 dice. If it's a 10, they end up dying. We'll start here. He's okay. He's okay. And he's okay. All right. So all 3 of these guys are laid out right in here. And these guys, yay, we captured the village. Ooh, look, it's a Panzer Count fucking 4 that's knocked out. Hey, let's get some pictures with it. Ooh, nobody's got a selfie stick. All right. Oh, you know what? One of us should at least go over and at least recover his body if it hasn't washed too far downstream. Anyway, so into scenario. Okay, so what does that mean for victory points? Take a look at the rule book. Oh, come on. Where is it? All right. Advance on Chosul. Okay. You need 25 victory points to win. You receive 1 victory point for each building hex that any of your soldiers enter. Okay, there's 19 of them, I do believe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so 19 buildings. So I get 19 points for that. Other ways of gaining VPs may be revealed during the mission. Yada, yada, yada. Victory point loss for an incapacitated shoulder can be avoided if moving them off the max between hex A1, A6, and A15, or if all building hexes have been entered by moving him into the railroad station. So, let's take a look at what we got. Victory point wise, where's my pencil at? Alright, so we got 19 for the buildings that we entered, and then another 8 for Germans that popped up. So that's 27. Now we have 4 soldiers that went down. 1 KIA, 3 incapacitated. So that was minus 8 victory points. But we were able to get our incapacitated guys into the building while having already searched all the building hexes, so that we avoid those victory points losses. So really the only victory point loss we're going to have is the KIA guy, who is going to be 2 points, which 27 minus 2 is 25, which brings us right under the nose. Now, had I done the event where the Germans popped here, I think that was 3 more victory points, plus if I'd have captured the officer, it'd have been another 2 or 3 victory points. So, you've got, if you go all the way through, activating all the Germans, you've got about 6 points that you can play with, 6 or 8 points that you can play with. You don't want to lose too many guys, but as you can see, even without getting the victory points for those Germans popping and capturing the officer, And by getting my incapacitated guys into the building, I was able to win the scenario. All right, so what does that mean? Well, now since we're doing this as a campaign... Okay, so first of all, who was that died? Who was that died? Oh, yeah, Gilbert. So Gilbert is dead. So we keep his cost. He was a 3-point soldier, so we gotta keep that there because that's how much points it was. But everything else, I think for 3 points, I think the 3 points is his initiative. Is initiative 2 that stays, and everything else we're gonna have to re-roll for. And his name. So, all right, there we go with that. Now, campaign points for winning the scenario, which I actually didn't think I was going to do. Let's see, where are victory points? Victory points. Okay, campaign procedure. All right, so guidelines in 16.2. All right. To determine the number of combat points your squad receives at the end of mission, multiply the number of soldiers who've survived the mission by 4 if you won the mission, or 2 if you lost. Soldiers who were incapacitated during the mission are still considered to survive the mission if you avoid VP loss for their incapacitation. So that's what we did here. We were able to get these guys. We avoided the victory point loss for them, so we get so they will have survived. So it's 4 times the number of guys who survived. We only had 1 guy die, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4, 28 points. Woohoo! So we get 28 points. Okay, so now what does that mean? Now we can assign those points however we want. But if you remember, I was jotting down every time one of my guys did something. And it's like Arthur here, he incapacitated a German, incapacitated German, incapacitated German, incapacitated, you know, a bunch of, that's what you mark down with those points for. And you have this little chart that gives recommendations for how many points. So if you kill a German, you get 2, you get incapacitate, you should recommend it, it gives you 2. Wound a German, 1, kill a German by assault, incapacitate by assault, yada, yada, yada. So let's go ahead with that. Let's see. So Arthur had, it looks like 3 incapacitations. So we're going to award him 6 points. Well, leaves us 22. Buckley incapacitated a German soldier, so we'll give him 2 points for that. Now, this is all recommended. You can break up the points any way you want. It's just this is what's recommended. And I don't think I was writing, yeah, because I don't think there were very many dead Germans. So Eugene incapacitated, and he had 2 victory points left over from last time. So he's got 4 now. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means we have, what, 14 points left that we can throw anywhere. And basically every 6 points of experience you build up, you can actually roll to increase their stats. So, you know what, let's go ahead. Huckleberry, he's going to take 4 points to get 6. So we've got 10 points left. 6 points left. We'll keep him at 2. 6 points. So 2 points. Let's give him to you. Let's give those 2 other points to Eugene. All right. So, okay, what does that mean now? It basically means for every 6 points, we can improve our soldiers' characteristics. So you can spend 6 points to raise a soldier's initiative, perception, weapon skill, or driving skill. Each rating has a maximum of which cannot be raised, yada, 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 yada. When campaign points are spent to raise perception or weapon skill, rating is raised by 1. Fairly easy. Driving skill is raised by 2. Initiative is more basic human ability and is raised using the following process. Spend the 6 campaign points and roll 1 die. Locate the result on the following table. If the result is an initiative, the soldier's initiative is raised by 1. If the result is a perception test, the soldier's perception is raised instead. You may have to change the soldier's movement point allowance if his initiative increases from 1 to a 2 or 4 to a 5. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, Huckleberry, we're going to go ahead and spend his points to try to increase his initiative. He's got initiative 1, which is crap. We see how often we panic. All right, so since we're trying to increase initiative, let's see if I can try to zoom that in. Actually, we're hitting the 25-minute mark, so be right back. And we're back. All right, so, whoop, lost my pencil. Okay, so the current initiative rating for him is 1, and we're trying to increase it, so we roll a dice. If we get a 0 through 2, his perception will increase. Anything else will increase his initiative. So let's go 3. All right, so his initiative is going to increase. His initiative is now going to be a 2. Zoom that back out. All right, so that also changes his cost. So since his initiative is now 2, that changes his squad quality cost to a 3. So, and this is important for remembering replacements. All right, Francis, 6. You know what? He's okay with initiative 2. Let's increase his weapon skill, and that's just a flat out +1. Eugene, yeah, Eugene. We're raising your weapon skill as well to a 0. Cletus, yeah, Cletus, we're increasing your weapon skill. Arthur, yeah, let's increase his weapon skill. Campaign points, get rid of the campaign points. Buckley's not doing anything. Darren doesn't have anything. All right, so yeah, there it is. That's the campaign. That's how you spend your campaign points. That's how you get your soldiers a little bit better. I will have to roll for G's replacement, but I'm not going to do that. That's pointless dice rolling. But that's the game, boys and girls, and kind of a look at how you also do the campaign. So now I'm ready to jump into scenario 3. Set up the map. Look at the victory conditions. Set up the cards with the mission cartridge. Reset what the activation numbers for the different conditions are, and I'm good to go for the next scenario. I think that's it. Yeah, we're good with that. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. I'll see everybody next time. See ya!